As we kick off Season 7 with FC Arges in our Building a Nation save in Romania, we are champions of Europe, the third tier, but still we are champions in Europe, something that not many teams can actually claim too. And we have won the Europa Conference League last season, which means this season we are in the Europa League proper, which is big. It is big for not just us, but also Romania as a nation, because that means hopefully if we can get some decent wins, get maybe out of the group stages, which I'm hoping we should be able to do. We've won the Europa Conference League. If we can get out of the group stages, we should get some decent coefficient points for Romania. Which is something I don't think I've really shown you in this Football Manager save just yet. Our coefficient points gives us, Romania are in 16th place. We have currently 38 points for the last season. We picked up 15.5 points for last season as well, because obviously we are the best team, third best. We did all right in Europe because we won a trophy. We've got 15.5 points, which is big. It means we now need to kind of keep doing this because we're going to lose a 7.375 this season. We need to do something to make sure that we kind of improve on that. We need to get maybe a 9 or a 10. If we get 10 coefficient points this season, we are climbing up the table, and that's what we need to do. And we are so very, very close to being able to have 2 teams potentially in the Champions League. Right now, we only get 1 team in the Champions League, but we are literally 1 place away from getting 2 teams into the Champions League kind of qualifying round. Anyway, this season with FC Arges, I'm hoping that we can finish top 2. I want to win the league again, okay? That realistically needs to be our goal. Doing well in Europe is fine, but we need to do well in Romania. We need to be dominating Romanian football for years and years and years, and then Europe will come after that. The fact that we've won the Europa Conference League already is kind of, it's not good in a way. It's not good. It's kind of put our sights have gone somewhere else where they perhaps possibly shouldn't be going right now. We need to win the league again. And in order to do that, we have £11.875 million to spend, but because our reputation is still not very good, I don't know how far that's going to go. We've already done some transfer business as well. We have sold £1.4 million worth of players. Patient Wasu is one of them going to Faro Costanza. We have sold one of my favourite players in Football Manager for the past 2 seasons. Pacoma Zazua has gone to Lommel in Belgium. Abraham Romero has gone to Morelia in, I want to say, Mexico. And we've also sold Supanet Munienta to Port, I think, in Thailand. But don't worry, we have brought in some players as well. Clinton Mola has joined on a free transfer, and we're immediately basically loaning him out because we can't register him. It's annoying, but, you know, Clinton Mola is probably not good enough for us. He was a free. Matej Smets has joined from STVV, once again on a free transfer, and once again, he's probably leaving, going out on loan. Somebody who is unlikely to go out on loan is Faustino Angerin, who is obviously the English midfielder. I always thought he was a striker, but apparently he's a defensive midfielder. We signed him from Cambridge on a free transfer for £300,000. That's right, we have spent some money. Fallou Diouf has signed from FC Hermannstad, a very good Senegalese defender at just 23 years of age as well. I think he could be basically a rock in our defence. For £525,000, which is a steep amount of money for his current ability, is Cheslin Mothwa, who is an 18-year-old South African goalkeeper who's played twice for Sundowns already, and I think there's potential. I hope there's potential. I'm very tempted in a couple of seasons to make him our number 1, whether he's good enough or not. And for £1.8 million, that's right, we've spent nearly £2 million on Manuel, a 22-year-old Brazilian centre-back. We've brought in 2 very good centre-backs, I think. And I'm hoping we have kind of done enough to stop us being defensively fragile. I think that's kind of what our main problem was in the league last season. We were defensively fragile. There's also been some other transfers leaving the club. So Gregory Huides has left on a free transfer going to Huesca. Nager has gone to whoever they are. Aziz has gone out on loan, which could be useful for them. And also Maris Popescu has gone out on loan. So we are still only on the 9th of July. We're going to jump forward to the end of the transfer window to see whether we've done any more business. Like I said, £11.8 million to spend. I don't think we can really spend much at all. Well, we've actually managed to up our transfer budget. We have sold a couple more players. Justin Shea has gone to Lech for £500,000. Ferdy Droyf has also left. He's signed for IFK Gothenburg. That one was for £325,000. And the big one is Rak Saki has gone back to England, signing for Plymouth for, wait for it, 1.2 potentially rising to £1.4 million, which for a player who, yes, he did play a fair amount for us, but I don't think he's going to get much better. He's 26. He's not amazing. That's not bad money. The reinvesting has come in the shape of 3 more players. Gabriel Paiva Santos is a Brazilian attacking midfielder that we are retraining to be a striker because he's got 14 finishing, 13 composure. I think he's just going to be a very good striker. And we've also signed Felix Mambimbi, who is a 28-year-old Swiss winger who can play on both sides, signed on a free transfer from St. Gallen. Much like the last guy, he was also a free transfer. They were both free transfers, but we have also spent a fair amount of money on one player. Mambimbi is probably going to play a lot of football for us. We've bought a new goalkeeper. Yes, I know we signed a new South African goalkeeper. We bought in Radek Vitek from AC Milan, formerly of Man United as well. He's cost £2.9 million. Yes, it's steep. It's a lot of money, but he is so much better than what we had last season and the last few years. Vitek, much like the central defenders that we've also signed earlier on in the summer transfer window, Vitek is hopefully going to stop us conceding stupid amounts of goals. Ignore the fact that he's played 4 times already and conceded 6. Because we have done very well at the start of the season. We lost our opening game of the season. Salmani was in goal for that one, so you can't blame Vitek for that. But we then beat Rapid 2-0. We beat Universitatea, Craiova. I will never get these names right. We beat UTA Arad. We lost against Cluj, but we then beat Politecnica Timisoara. Maybe could be their name. We beat Cluj 5-4. So Vitek let in 4, but we still won the game, so it does not matter. We beat FCSB 3-1. Another very good win. We beat Voluntari 4-1 as well. We have started the season superbly well. We are top of the table with a goal difference of positive 14, but joint on points with Cluj, who are obviously a team that we have already beaten. And by Cluj, I mean Universitatea Cluj, not CFR Cluj, who are the more successful Cluj? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I am basically force playing just 2 players. And you might be surprised to hear that Manuel's going to be a right back. And I don't really know why I'm doing this as a right back, but that's what we're going to go for. I'm going to be playing him as a right back. I might change my mind about January. Obviously, Vitek as well is the other player who's going to be playing a lot of football for us. I've forced him in as our number 1 goalkeeper, although I feel like I don't need to do that because Salmani, whilst he's still pretty good, I think Vitek is just better on paper. And sorting by current ability, which I know is not a huge indicator of actually how good they are. 4 players I think are going to be standout performers for us. Sonogo being one of the main ones on that right-hand side. He's going to be very good for us. 2 caps for Mali as well. I'm just worried about his lack of goals. 7 goals in 38 league appearances is not great, but he's already got 3 goals and 3 assists in 9 starts so far. Kamgate leading the lines. I'm hoping for a much, much better performance this season from Kamgate. Cost us a lot of money. He's got 3 goals so far after 9 starts. We've also got Jacques Ndai as well, who's probably going to be playing alongside Kamgate up front with 4 goals in 6 starts, which Ndai, he's a superstar. He's a legend for the club, I think. He surely has to be a legend. And the one that I missed out because he was not a striker is Tyler Morton, obviously now 26 years of age. I'm worried that we're not going to keep him for much longer than this season, which is fine. He'll be 27 by the end of the season, and I think if we can cash in on him, maybe get, like, say, 5 million, maybe even more than £5 million for him, that's probably some good business for us. Jumping back to the fixtures very quickly, this is what we have to do for our Europa League phase. So, Ferencváros from Hungary, Ajax, Roma, Molde, Anderlecht, Real San Sebastian, Copenhagen, and Augsburg. I'm not convinced we're going to do well here. Ferencváros, yes, we should win that one. We should beat Molde. We should beat Augsburg. Copenhagen, I feel like we can do a job there. I'm hoping for 9, maybe 10, 11, 12 points. That's what I'm hoping, which I feel like, if we have a look and go to last season, should be good enough. 9 to 12 points should be good enough to sit us in around 17th to 22nd. So I should... Hopefully, we should be getting through the qualifying rounds. We're now going to jump forward to the end of the kind of start of the season, the end up until the winter break. That's what it is. We'll jump forward to that. Well, league table-wise, it is still looking very, very tasty. It's the 21st of December, 19 games played, 14 wins, 1 draw, 4 defeats. We are absolutely flying. How are we doing in the Europa League? We're 15th. We have picked up 10 points already, beating Anderlecht, Roma, and Ferencváros. Okay, drew with Molde. I was expecting us to beat Molde, losing to Real San Sebastian and Ajax, which, by the way, is Real Sociedad, in case you weren't quite aware of that. I think things are going quite well. Let's take a look at the fixtures. So, when we've lost, I mean, this is going to sound stupid, but we've just not scored. We've just not scored. It's not the fact that we kind of got unlucky. When we win, oh my word, Vitek's doing the business. So, Vitek has kept... How many clean sheets have you kept? 7 in 14 starts in the league. 6 clean sheets in the Romanian Cup. We've not conceded a single goal in the Romanian Cup so far. Vitek was a good signing. Just taking a look as well, Manuel as our right back. I mean, he's okay there. He's not great going forward, but he does have 11 crossing. So the reason why I'm playing him as a right back, by the way, is because his aerial ability is absolutely appalling. He's 5'11", his heading is 7. I don't think he's a good centre back. That's why he's going to be a right back. But yeah, he's playing as a right back. I'm kind of happy. He's doing all right. I say doing all right. He's got 7.24 average rating in 19 games. He's doing very well. Someone else who's doing very well is Karamoko Sankara. He's got 14 goals in 22 in all competitions. So we're getting the goals, which is very, very good to see. And we're not conceding, which is kind of one of my main goals for our summer transfer window, was to buy players to stop us leaking goals. Cam Garte as well is actually getting goals as well, which is good. 9 in 19 starts. He's wanted by Al Riyadh. What money? So we paid £2.9 million for him. What money do we take for Cam Garte? Because I'm not convinced he was the best signing. I'm not convinced right now. Things might change come the summer. I know we're only kind of halfway through the season, but I want to take a look at the coefficients. So we're losing a 7.375, gaining a 6.7. So technically, we are dropping down so far, but we still have some more games to play. Hopefully, we can qualify for the knockout round as well in the Europa League. Hopefully, other Romanian sides can progress as well in their competitions. So I'm hopeful we can kind of at least break even. The season after that and the one after that are massive seasons for us. If we can improve on the 4.8 and the 4.6, that's big. Right, we've now jumped forward to the 19th of February, so the other side of the January transfer window. We have played a further, 6 more league games we've played, and we've dropped down to second place on 50 points. 55 points for Ferro Costanza, which means something not good has happened. Let's take a look at transfers first. So earlier in the summer I said, I'm not convinced we're going to keep Tyler Morton for too much longer, and that is exactly the case. He has left, he's gone to Brighton in the Premier League, and we have got 5.5 potentially rising to £6.75 million for Tyler Morton, which I'm kind of okay with. We can reinvest that money, and we have reinvested that money. I think we brought in a total of 6 new players to the club, but most of them are actually youngsters and probably not going to be playing first-team football for a couple of years. Luis Uribe is the first one. He is a Colombian central defender on a free transfer. Lucas Cuchar is another free transfer, who is a Czech central midfielder. Then for £110,000, we have signed Avery Appiah. Now, he is actually going to be my Tyler Morton replacement, which might sound a bit ridiculous, but I think there's something there. He's got some numbers in good positions. If they bump up by like 1 or 2 points, all of a sudden he's going to have green first touch, green marking, green tackling. He's going to have all sorts of numbers looking really, really good. So I've got high hopes for Avery Appiah. And at £110,000, that's cheap. That's really cheap. For £750,000, we have signed Andres Dimitrescu as a 28-year-old Romanian left-back signed from Slavia Prague. We needed more Romanians, and Bruno Langa is getting on a bit, and I think Dimitrescu, he's good, he can do a job. He's probably not going to be playing a huge amount for us, but he probably is going to get a fair amount of game time. For £1.7 million, Luis Serrano, a 19-year-old Colombian centre-back who can kind of play as a right-back as well, has joined from junior in his native Colombia. And I signed him purely on those mental numbers. Look at them. Just look at them, take them in. Anticipation of 16, bravery of 18, determination of 20, teamwork and work rate both of 16 as well. Physically, he's a bit of a beast. The problem we have with Serrano, he's not very good in the air. His jumping reach is 10, his heading is 10, and he's 6 foot. So he's all right size-wise, but he needs to learn how to header. That's his main weakness, his ability to header. I might force play Serrano till the end of the season and see if he can get better. We've also signed Wojtek Lukas, who is a Czech central defender with 12 caps to his name. He's actually cost a fair amount of money. £2.4 million, but hear me out. I think at 19 years of age and with 12 caps, that's a good investment. It's a good investment. He's going to hopefully get much better as well. By the time he's sort of 25, he might be world class. We do not know this, obviously, but he might be world class. So that's the business we've done. We've not done a ridiculous amount of business. We spent 8.25. Technically, we spent a bit more because 1.8 there and 300 there. We spent £9.5 million-ish. What has happened with results? This is my now concern. What has gone on? Just lots of draws. So we drew with Cluj. We drew with FCSB. We drew with Voluntari. We lost to Sepsi. We beat Polytechnica Iasi. And then we drew with Sepsi once again. We did get through in the Europa League that's good. That's very good to see. Beating Copenhagen and beating or drawing with Augsburg. But then we've lost the first match against Augsburg. And we need to turn that around in the second match. We really need to turn that around. We're the only Romanian team in the Europa League knockout stages. What about the Europa Conference League? We've got FCSB there. Anyone else still through? I mean, we can probably check this as well. So no one actually got through on the top, but FCSB did finish in 11th place. Europa League, let's just double check. I think we'd be the only team in here from Romania. So, yep, we were the only team in there. We actually finished 13th, which is pretty good. And then in this one, the Romanian side, they didn't make it. They didn't make it, so no one's in the Champions League. It's not looking good for our coefficients. But anyway, we're going to jump forward now to the end of the regular season before we go into what I'm going to assume is going to be the Champions playoff, which we could technically drop out of that, which is not a good look when we were top of the table for a fair amount of the season. But we're going to jump forward to that. So we've turned it around then. 30 games played. The regular season has finished. We finished top by 4 points, which means in the Champions playoff, we are just 2 points ahead of Faro Costanza. We are 3 points ahead of FCSB. What is that? 5 points ahead of Cluj, 6 points ahead of the other Cluj, and 7 points ahead of Craiovia. So it is very much all to play for in the final, 10 games of the season. How did we get here? I mean, we suddenly turned things around, didn't we? So we beat Augsburg. We beat Augsburg. Okay, I was not expecting that to happen, but we then get knocked out in the round of 16 against Real San Sebastian, a team that we lost to 2-0 earlier on in the season anyway, but we did pick up some coefficient points with a draw. In the league, we were here, weren't we? So we beat Botasani, we beat Faro Costanza, we also beat Craiovia, we drew with Dynamo Bucharest, and we beat Botasani once again. So I'm kind of happy with that. I feel like we're in with a good chance of winning the league. We're actually in with a good chance of winning the Romanian Cup as well, as we're in the semi-final of the Romanian Cup. FCSB, Arad, and Universitatea Cluj are the teams remaining. We are now going to jump forward then to the end of the season to see how well we can do. We're still in 2 competitions. Can we do the double? Yes, we can. We have won the Romanian First League for a second time. We have won the Romanian Cup as well. It was very close. 1 point separated Faro Costanza and Arges. And then there was a fair gap actually down to 3rd place. And we have won the Romanian Cup. So what actually happened? We did not lose a game. We did lose a game. I'm an idiot. I didn't see that one. So we drew with Faro Costanza, beating FCSB, losing with Cluj, and then just picking up points all over the place. Beating FCSB 5-0 in the semi-final, beating Arad 5-0 in the final. We just absolutely battered teams in the knockout on the last few stages of the Romanian Cup. And then obviously winning the league. I'm happy. I'm genuinely very relieved that we've done okay. We've won the league, we've won the cup. Are we a club legend? We've got to be a club legend. It's on this one here, isn't it? So we are an icon. We are an icon at FC Arges. That is good to see. We've got Tyler Morton there. Usman Kamara how's he doing over there, by the way? He's doing all right. 17 goals and 68 appearances. No one else seems to have kind of made their way through into kind of legendary status. I'm hoping I become a legend at this club. I should be able to become a legend at this club. Also, very briefly, if you were wondering what happened with youth intakes this season, we've brought in 3 players. These are the ones. We have Antonio Koibanu, who doesn't look particularly amazing. He's been brought in basically. Those mental numbers I'm hoping are good. We've got Matteo Doana, who's a goalkeeper. Brought him in because he's a Romanian goalkeeper. And then we've also got Mircea Zamfir, who I'm hoping might get good. He's quick. It's pretty much all he is, but he's also only 15. This is pretty much the summary of all of our youth intakes, by the way. We pick up maybe 4 or 5 players every season, and none of them are very good. The only good player we've had come through our youth intakes ever, really, is Cosmin Pop, and he's not very good either, is he? Look at him. So looking at the players then, who has done the business this season? 4 players breaking double figures when it comes to goals. So Mambimbi, I'm not quite sure how to say his name, now 29 years of age. I think this has worked. Only 5 league goals, 4 in the Romanian Cup, 2 in the Europa League. Decent first season. Karamoko Sankara getting 10 in the league, 16 in all competitions on that left-hand side. I assume he was playing on the left-hand side. Karamoko Kamgate playing up front, scoring 11 in the league, 17 in all competitions. That 11 in the league is still not... It's not filling me with too much joy, is it? He's also wanted by Al Hazem, I assume possibly Saudi Arabia, maybe Qatar. Saudi Arabia, there you go. And Mamadou Sanogo, the big one, basically winning us the league with his 16 league goals. Did not seem to score a goal in any other competition other than the league. Did get one in the Europa League as well. But Sanogo is the man to do the job to get us the goals. Serjan scoring 9 as well. Andren getting 8. We also got 8 from Jacques and Dye, which I'm hoping these are all really important late goals. He damaged his cruciate ligaments. So he's missed a lot. He's not missed a lot of the season. Has he just done this? Damaged cruciate ligaments 2 to 5 weeks. Have they been playing with an injury? Did they play him with an injury a couple of times? I mean, that's a bit ridiculous, mate. Wojtek Lucas gets 5 goals as well. He's actually getting worse, but he scored 5 goals, which is fine. Todos getting 5. We get 5 goals from Manuel and 11 assists. Manuel as a right back seems to it's done well. He's certainly done well. Lots and lots of goals all over the place. Avery Appiah, how has he done in terms of improving? Not massively well, but he has got a 7.01 in the Romanian league, 6.55 in the Europa League. Let's not talk too much about that one because apparently wasn't very good, but he's got some very big Tyler Morton-shaped shoes to fill. And I'm thinking a 7.01 is fine. I'm okay with that. And Vitek conceded 52 goals in 55 appearances. Most of them, I say most, 20 in the Europa League. 24 clean sheets. That is nearly 50% of his matches he's kept a clean sheet. This was a ridiculously good signing. For £2.9 million, that, I'd say, has definitely contributed to winning the league. He is wanted by Saudi Arabia. I don't think we can let him go just yet. So, coefficients-wise, we have an improvement. So, 7.375 is going away. 9.1 is coming in. If we sort by coefficients for next year, we move from 16th down. We've moved down to 19th. What has happened? So, Greece have done really well by the looks of it. Is that Greece? Sweden, sorry, have done really well. So have Croatia. So have Poland have done quite well. So those are the ones that are kind of leaping ahead of us. Not ideal. That is not ideal at all. But we need to keep in mind the next 2 seasons, we are losing a 3.875, which is an awfully low number. If we can get that anywhere near 10, that's just a massive improvement. It should fly us straight back up to maybe 14th, 15th in the table, which is good. And I'll remind you, if we are in 15th place, 2 teams get UEFA Champions League qualifying positions, which is what we want to be doing. 10th is the dream, because if you win the league, you're straight in the Champions League group stages. We're a long way away from 10th. That's going to do it for this episode and this season. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like, subscribe. If you are new, next season, which I believe is season 8, we are going to be hopefully qualifying for the Champions League proper. That's what we really need to do, because I think once we get into the actual group stages, money will roll in. That's the next big thing. We need money, we need reputation. That's kind of what's holding us back. So hopefully next season we can do that. Hopefully next season we can retain our title as well. But that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.